Hello.
Oh. Hey guys, hey Tamara. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
Good to see you. This is actually my first time doing one of these little meetings, so I'm still getting the hang of the Zoom.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I teach piano, so we've been doing a lot of virtual piano learning, so it's kind of difficult to go around, but we're making it work.
Very good.
Making it work. So we're waiting for I think we're waiting for like 2 or 3 more to
Yeah,
come.
in a way it's more interesting than just teaching personally because you can reach people all over the world.
Yeah, that's good. So I hear a slightly British accent.
Yes, I'm British.
Oh, so you're from where are you zooming in from right now?
I'm zooming in from the edge of London.
Nice. Good. I'm glad that the Eventbrite went all the way. I wasn't sure if they were gonna go catch all the way over there, but it was good. That's
Yeah.
good. That's very awesome. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that everybody who signed up is going to be here, hopefully. Um, let's see. I have a couple of musical slides. I'm just going through here just to make sure I have them all. Yeah, because I'm on the Mac operating system, so I didn't know you could put audio in PowerPoint presentations or in Keynote slides.
Oh, I didn't either.
Yeah, so you can do that, and it helps because I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, I can move this down. I can, put it in like with my examples, just to see. All right, and I have this blank slide I can go ahead and delete. I'm just waiting to see if there's anybody else on the Zoom that I have to admit. I'm not seeing anybody. A couple more minutes, and then we'll start.
Yeah, people very often do arrive slightly late, I think.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and you just have to you have to give them time.
Sure.
Yeah, you have to give them time. So, so what's your interest in music? Like, how do you how did you come to do you do music professionally, or what are you a hobbyist?
I wish I did it professionally, but no.
Yeah, I was a piano slash composition major in college. And the thing is, I thought I was better at writing music than playing it. Like being somebody like a Lang Lang or a Horowitz,
Uh-huh.
who would play, everybody else's work on piano.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm more the writing type where I will write music and have other people play it. So that's kind of where I started.
Ah.
I'm in love with sound. Um, I'm in love with it all actually. So that's why I'm doing these to
Yeah. Uh,
share, just to share my expertise. You know,
Wonderful, yeah.
I may
Ah.
be doing I may be doing have plans to do a lot more of these in the near future. Probably going to do one next week on how to make templates, because there's a program that, or a couple of programs that I use for notation, and I can go over those and teach you guys how to make your own templates, make your own files that you could save. I
Here
found that,
in the
yeah,
UK, we tend to use Sibelius.
yeah, Sibelius is great. I tend to be a hardcore Finale user, but I've used Score, I've used Sibelius, I've used Finale, and I tend to go hopping between one and the other all the time. And it's great. I like learning the new, like when they have the new updates. I like it a lot. So, all right. I think it's almost noon, and yep, I may start without them, or, maybe give them one more minute to come in, and then we'll get started. So, hopefully people are um, hopefully people aren't like outside the email going, "Hey, I can't get in," because that's a fear. That's a fear that I have, is they're not able to get in.
I think you'll get a message, won't you? Normally you get a message with Zoom that says so and so is
Admit,
waiting.
yeah, they're waiting and admitted. Yeah. Let me see. Just in case, because I emailed everybody the instructions, and so they should have them. Let's see.
But maybe they're quite new as well.
Yeah, and the Zoom is actually fairly new, so it's only been on the market a few years, so it just depends. Yeah. So yeah, if this goes well, I may be doing these every week, or I may even do a couple piano ones, because I love it. I love this stuff. All right, so it's 12:01, so I think I'm gonna get started. And let me see. Pulling up this and the share screen again. Let me. Yeah, there you go. All right, so composing with chromatic mediants for dramatic effect. So that's kind of what this whole presentation is on. I'm Cody Weinmann. That's the instructor's name, my name, and I'm with CompositionOnline. They're actually a company that does lessons for composition, like group composition classes. So if you are wanting to do, do group composition training, you're more than welcome to sign up. I'll have links at the end when I take questions. So we're going to hop right into it. Um, as people come in, I wanted to let people know, for those who need free software for composing, if you do, MuseScore is a free software that you can use, and the link is right there, musescore.org/en. This free download will help you start composing right away. I actually started looking into that when I was in college, because they just started, like 2011. They just started that, so it's been a good thing for students of all types. I've actually shown some of my piano students how to use it as well, and they get a kick out of it. So if you need that, if you don't have access to like Finale or Sibelius, because they're like $500-$600 a pop, if you don't have money for that, or don't have the resources for that, you can always go to musescore.org/en and download that. And actually, I'll show you really quickly the site, if I can. And screen sharing is always I think that's the most difficult part on Zoom is screen sharing and
Um,
trying.
well, I think you have to remember that if you want to go back to the main screen, you have to stop screen sharing. But apart from that, I think
Yeah,
it's all right.
yeah. And then you have to find your way. You have to find your way around again. That's why. All right, there it is. So this is the site that I was talking about, where you can actually download it, and it actually tells you all about it. So in case you guys need anything like that, it's right there for you. I recommend students get it because it'll help you a lot. And let's go back to this. All right, so stop share again, and I'll screen share. I know I'm going all over the place, but back to this. All right, chromatic mediants, what are they? It's a very theoretical kind of thing. Um, they are relationships between two different chords and keys. So think of it as going from a major key to a parallel minor key. And basically, it's going from one, like say if you start on a C major chord, one chord, which is the tonic chord, and you go up to three, the third degree of the C scale, which is E. Um, you can have major three, which is not really, it's kind of a borrowed chord situation. It's not as common. You can have minor three, so that's lowercase Roman numeral three. That's usually EGB. That's normally in the key of C. Uh, E minor would be the lowercase. But you can have C major to E minor. That's a chromatic mediant. You can have C major to E major, which is kind of funky, right? You know, you've heard in the suspense movies, in the scores for the suspense movies, they have all these little leaps of like thirds and sixths. You know, they have all these different leaps that are a little bit different than what we're used to in concert music a lot, but they use it a lot for dramatic effect. Um, they add dramatic effect to music that you will compose. They also open the door to new harmonic structures that you can use. So, a little bit of history on this. The chromatic mediant was first used in the works of Richard Wagner in the Romantic era. I think if you listen to works like his Ring Cycle, it's very infamous for, and other works, they are very infamous for um, using the major to minor chords or major to major in different varying degrees. Um, these mediants and midpoints are used on the third and sixth degrees of any scale, major or minor. This is why the common chromatic mediants that are used include major 3, minor Roman numeral 3, major Roman numeral 6, minor Roman numeral 6, as well as their variant chords, maybe flat, flat major 3, flat minor 3, flat major 6, and flat minor 6. You can alter the thirds of the chords that land on the third or the sixth degree of the scale, and that gives you immense compositional possibilities to color your musical canvases with. I tend to think of music as like a canvas, piece of sheet music as a canvas. So all of these different chord combinations actually can give you more harmonic and melodic possibilities for what you can do. Um, and that's kind of what this is used for. Um, so there again, you have common chromatic mediants that are used. So if you want to take notes, you might want to take these down. I'm going to slow down just a bit. I
Are you
want,
going to make the slides available to us afterwards?
yeah, I can email them to you. Yeah, because I have your emails. I can email them all to you. You can also email me questions if you want to, or put them in the chat anytime. Let's see. So you have that, and then a couple of notes. You may know this, you may not know this. I kind of go into denoting that the minor is always denoted by lowercase Roman numerals, major is always uppercase Roman numerals, and then the flat plus the Roman numeral, that equals an altered chord of a certain scale degree lowered in the home key. So for instance, you can have C to E major, but in the next measure you can have C chord and you can have E flat major. Well, you've just flatted the 3. You just flatted E to E flat. So you lowered it a little bit there. You could also have sharp plus Roman numeral, and that would equal an altered chord of that scale. Like in C, you can have C to E major. You can have those kinds of things. And it just means that the third is raised. So flat would mean the third is lowered, the root is lowered. And then the sharp next to it would mean the root would be raised in that same context there. So like for example, a flat capital Roman numeral 3 would be a major sounding chord on the third degree of the scale. So we're looking at E flat major in this case. The third is lowered, meaning flatted. The sharp 3, like I said, major sounding chord. On the third degree of the scale, root of the third is raised. And then we have the lowercase Roman numerals. Lowercase Roman numeral 3 with a flat next to it would be minor sounding chord on the third degree of the scale, and the root of the third is lowered. So E flat minor, for example. And then we also have sharp lowercase Roman numeral 3. Minor sounding chord on the third degree of the scale, and the root of the chord is raised up half a step. So that's what we pretty much have. Same thing with Roman numeral 6. You can have major, minor, or the roots of those chords can also be flatted or sharped. All right, so I had this is an example of something I put together, major to minor, and then here's C minor to E flat minor, that kind of thing. All of these, and I actually have it on here. Maybe I can play it for you guys. Let me see. Yeah, let me do that, because you guys are probably like confused right now. Like, what are you doing? All right, so let me do, I think it's this one. Yeah. Let me play. Oops. Let me play it. Music or sound. So I'm going to go ahead and play this one. You may not see it right out, but here it is. So these are all different ones. Yeah, so that's an example of the 3 and the 6 being lowered or not lowered. You know, that's an example of that and how that goes. So yeah, that's how we. Those are some chords a lot of chords that you can use to beef up your harmonic vocabulary and the melodic one too. Make for very interesting music here. So I have a. Let's see. Go back to. This is what it looks like with all the the chord analysis underneath.
I can't see your screen at the moment.
Yeah, let me stop share the audio and reshare the.
Is it not possible to share the audio and the screen at the same time?
I've tried to do it, but I have some sort of an issue with that.
I think it might be that you click on share screen and then there's an option at the top on there's I think 3 dots at the top, and the option is, I think it's share computer sound or something like that.
Yeah, I think that was. Let's do this. Yeah, it's share computer sound. Can you do more than one? Because I'm trying to do more than one, and it's kind of hard to do. I'm still trying to figure that out. But
I think where you see view options,
okay,
I'm not sure. Maybe it's not here. I'm not sure.
meeting controls, manage. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look into it. There's some other stuff, but I did play those. But here they are written out. So I don't know if you guys can see the analysis underneath, but that's what we did here. And then I'm going to go ahead and move it to this. Okay. I'm going to move to this. That's the one I wanted. Yeah. Because I have all these windows open. That's why I have different windows open. That's why we're having it. Because I had a lot of stuff to share. Okay. Everybody see that? So what I did was I created this template, and I put this in the template here. And I wanted to basically break this down. Like I basically went and put everything in one part, all those chords that I just showed you. And then what I did was I tried to go and explode, I think is the finale term. I'm pretty sure Sibelius has a function for that too, where you can take a chord and blow it up into the different instrument sections. Just like you can go from brass to woodwinds. You can go take these chords, for example, and go like this. You can explode it.
Oh,
And it'll tell you how. It'll say, okay, split into how many stabs. It'll say you could do it into new stabs at the bottom of the score, which sometimes I do just for really quick things if I'm changing stuff around, or existing stabs starting with whatever staff you want. And then you just go, okay, boom, there it is. And you just do that. So that's kind of a nifty feature that I use for that. Let me go down again. So normally what I do is I have those chords put in. And then what we want to do is we want to kind of create a melody off of those. So first, I think if it'll allow me to share the sound again, I can do that. I can also email you these as well. So I'm going to play what I have here. It's going to load the instruments. And then it keeps going. Yeah, of course. So that's kind of how I did that, as I went ahead and just went and I went and just compiled all the chords and put them in. I just put them in all of the put them in the various, like the brass section or the woodwind section, and sort of exploded the chord from like a piano based thing to all the different instruments. And so what I do with that afterwards is I wanted to show you a little bit of tips before we break here about how I would use those chords and use them as a basis for a new melody. So I would put them, let's do that. And we have the chords here. And then what I would do is this. Let me share screen again, just so you guys can have it. Okay, so. All right, so here is how to extract and compose the melody from Chromatic Mediants if you want to do this. Pick a progression. So step one would be pick a progression of chords in the key that you wish to write the piece in. For example, the example that I played for you guys is in C, but it's all the other. It starts with the C as the tonic and the tonal center, but it actually goes to 3, and then it goes down from C to A, which is 6th in the C scale. So you pick a progression of chords in the key that you wish to write the piece in. That's step number 1. 2, here's a method that I like to use. I like to take the top notes. So you could take the top notes of all the chords that you want and explode them to single note instruments as melody. So you can have the piano in the chords there. You can have the chords written out in piano and take the top note of each chord and put it as a single line melody for like a flute or a trumpet or a French horn or something. Method 2, you can also take the bottom notes of each of the chords and explode them to the lower instruments. So for instance, if you're working with an orchestral band or ensemble score that has lower brass parts or lower woodwinds, you could take the bottom notes and explode them from the piano to the lower brass or the lower woodwinds. And it makes it a much richer sound, a much fuller in color type of thing. Method 3, you take the middle notes of each of the chords and explode them to mid to higher instruments. So I kind of start with the piano as the center and then sort of explode whatever whatever parts need to be, doubled, if you will, into the other instruments of the orchestra. That way, it's a fuller, richer sound all around. That's why you heard in the example it was basically all over. It was like it had all of the bass there, and it had the higher frequencies as well. That's kind of the way I try to group it, and I try to write it that way. Any questions on any of this?
So is the explode function just in Finale, or is it in MuseScore?
I know it's in Finale. I believe it's in MuseScore as well. You'd have to go, I think in MuseScore it's under either View or Insert. I know Finale has the utilities function. I'm not really sure in Sibelius where it is, but I know it's in there. I've used it. I used it years ago. But in
it's not extract as parts, is it?
Extract as parts is a little different. Extract as parts is when you, let me see. I don't know if you could see the Finale the screen or not. Let me check this. And oh, let me see. So let me share. So the extract as parts would be like if you were in Finale, you'd go to the file menu and you'd go, or not file menu, what would it be?
I think I saw it.
Yeah, file menu, extract parts. This would actually, this actually makes every part its own document. So if you gave this to a band or an orchestra or something, you'd have all these parts checked, and then what happens is you click OK, and it'll tell you, it'll ask you if you want to open extracted parts so you can see all of them. And it takes a while on this machine, but it'll work, and it'll have each part for you to look at. So extracting as parts is a little different than exploding. Exploding usually means, I go under utilities, and it does, there's a thing called explode music, and you explode it into the various parts. I think I showed you a little bit earlier how to do that. There's also an implode music function. So see here, it's making all of this available now. It's just taking its sweet time doing it. There it goes. See, these are all the individual parts broken up. And then here's the full thing. So that's what the extract as parts is used for normally. But the implode and explode, if I were going to do this, let's go to, let's go to this. And utilities. Here's explode. Can you see that? Now, if I were to explode that, you can go split into however many staves. And then you would go new staves starting with, let's say, not 4, but maybe staff number 5. And it would blow them. It would blow them up. It would split the chord into different instruments. you'd have to edit it after the fact, but you get that doubling that you need. I'd have to look at Sibelius again to see, where it is. I know it's in there, but I just forgot where it was on Sibelius. MuseScore, probably under the instrument. There's like a Command I. There's an instrument tab where you can add instruments, and it's probably in there somewhere under the view. So, yeah, that brings up an excellent question. I can actually do a live stream on the different programs too. That would be something. Yeah, I can email you guys all of this stuff if you'd like. If you like the PowerPoint, the keynote slides, I can also give those to you, and just email you guys those.
The PowerPoint I would like.
Yeah, I'd get that to you. These are a couple of ways you can contact me. CodyWeinmann.musicaneo. That's Musicaneo is like a sheet music selling or website place that I use just to sell whenever I have a composition. Of course, if you want to, I do group composition lessons, so the second link down at the bottom is that. And if you need to contact me, email contact is also below. You can take that down. I'll give you a minute or two. And also, I'll probably have this as a YouTube video most likely, and so those will all be in the description box on my channel. And here we go. And this will also all be on the description box. I have all these different things available. So, all right. So, any questions at all? I wanted to get you out of here as close to on time as possible. Any questions for me?
No, not right now. I'll message you with any questions I might have after looking everything. I'm sorry my connection was kind of wonky. I was dropping off my son, so the first half I was listening in my car.
Oh, that's good. Hey, at least I'm there. At least you can hear me. That's good. That's good.
Thank you for all of that. That was really informative.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm thinking of doing these at least once a week. Maybe even doing a piano demonstration of things, in the near future as well. I think this is really cool.
Yeah, the piano would be, I think, really helpful because that would, I think, translate more effectively to my immediate students.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, and I'm thinking of ideas and like jotting them down. I'm like, jot this idea down, jot this idea down. Oh, they'd like this, And so I'm like, okay, cool.
For me, it would be very helpful to have a sort of slowed down version of the piano so I could play along in a slowed down.
That's a good idea.
Oh yeah, I would definitely slow it down. I would probably make it more like an hour if I were to do the piano kind of workshop mode, and I would kind of let you guys play around with the different things.
Yeah, I mean the actual music, so that you were playing it really quite slowly.
Yeah, exactly. I would work that out for you guys. Yeah. Any suggestions you have, just give me an email at the email that I said right there, or I have your emails too, so I could keep in contact with you guys. So
I do have one suggestion while we're right here. Mm-hmm. You look like you have a halo.
I know, it's the stupid ceiling thing. I'm trying to move, but it's like everywhere I go. I'm gonna have to work on that. Yeah, I know. I see.
Working with my students, I had to be hyper aware of what my background was all the time.
Yeah, and I still have to fix it, So I'm gonna work on some different angles, see if I can make it work.
Well, thank you, Cody. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you for coming on, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could just email me those slides, I'll look into it and then let me know when you do this again.
Okay. Probably, I try to do them every Friday.
Okay.
So maybe every Friday or maybe every other Friday. I actually am very active on social media, on YouTube and on Instagram as well. At Cody, I think my Instagram is Cody J Weinmann. I'm not sure. Cody Weinmann's probably my Instagram. But I'm really active on there, and I actually post updates, whether it's going to be going this Friday or next.
Okay.
It just depends. And I can keep you guys in the loop. I could email you guys saying, "Hey, it's going to come up pretty soon, so you might want to strap in and get ready to have more." And I'll let you know about the piano ones too, if you guys want to do that.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, I'm going to have to go, but thank you very much. I'll see you maybe next week.
All right. See you. Take care.
All right. Bye.
All right, Tamara. Bye. I'll see you later.
Bye. Bye.